everybody? June of 2000 here, coming at you with a review of a wrestling pay per view from 2005. And it's New Year's Revolution, the first pay per view from the year 2005. And everybody knows that this is a shitty pay per view. Nothing was good in some of the mid cards, and a lot of injuries happened during the night of this pay per view, which kind of gave a bad luck to the pay per view where many got injured. But the only thing that saved the pay per view was the main event, the Elimination Chamber World Championship match. It's just about the Elimination Chamber. That's what you're just looking forward to, and thank goodness it was the main event, because if it was something else, it would have been a stinker. But I would not say this is the worst pay per view. I have seen some worse wrestling pay per views, like December to Dismember. Like, that was complete garbage. Especially like the main event, like including the main event, that was an Elimination Chamber, but they made it extreme Elimination Chamber with its bunch of weapons, and it wasn't booked that well. Originally, CM Punk was supposed to win that match, but he got out too early, and that pissed everybody off. And they got the wrong person to win, which was Bobby Lashley, and everybody was like booing, burying the match when Lashley won. That's worse. I would say that's a worse pay per view than this, but this pay per view still kind of sucks. But it does leave off a really badass main event finale. And of course, the first matchup on the card is Eugene and William Regal versus Christian and Tyson Tomko for the World Tag Team Champions. It was a good match, but Eugene got injured like 10 minutes into the match. He broke, I think he dislocated his ACL, and they had to like improvise it where Eugene and William Regal wins the match like in 1 minute, because Eugene just screwed up his ACL in the match 10 minutes in the match. But it was a decent match. It just got ruined by a shitty ending where Eugene got injured. And of course, Eugene is portrayed by that wrestler Nick Densmore, and of course they gave him a handicap character, which didn't really suit well with everybody that liked him in OVW. But all in all, he made the character work. I did like him as Eugene. And of course, Christian is a criminally underrated wrestler. But yeah, this would be like one of his last years. Of course, he would feud with John Cena, but that didn't really go nowhere. Only for a triple threat match, no singles match with one another. But they did that funny segment at the Royal Rumble where they battle rap each other. And then the next match is Lita versus Trish Stratus. And this was another match that had another wrestler injured 5 minutes into this match. It was getting good. Lita and Trish Stratus had great chemistry they were fighting for the women's championship. But Lita, she hurt her knee, her ACL. Boom. She got injured. So like it was like another like one match that had one injured wrestler, and now it went to another one, which is bad luck. So like the starting of the pay-per-view was just getting bad. And this match was just 5 minutes. So like it ended real fast with Trish Stratus winning like 5 minutes in. So like it was a lackluster match that was disappointing from their Raw match that was badass, where they did a great wrestling performance in that match on Raw. But all in all, Trish Stratus beats Lita in 5 minutes after she got injured. Then the next match is just a comedy match where Shelton Benjamin is defending his Intercontinental Champion against Maven. You guys remember Maven from Tough Enough? He was the first winner that season 1. And it was just pretty much like Maven gets beaten like 3 times and becoming a heel, because they turned him heel and they didn't do shit with him. Like they didn't do nothing with him because he just got released months after this. So like, what was the point of him turning heel? Like they didn't do nothing with him. Maybe it was just on the mic for like 3 minutes, berating the Puerto Rican crowd in Puerto Rico, and just like trying to like shut them up and getting all mad that they're laughing at him. And then Maven just he just gets T-boned by Shelton Benjamin 3 times because he gets pissed that he lost real fast, so he wants a rematch. And just the same thing. So like it was just a pointless match with a comedic relief to it. Like it was all right. It was just a goofy match, but it was better than the next match that was a piece of shit. But Shelton Benjamin, he's a criminally underrated wrestler. Like they should have utilized him more in the Royal Rumble matches. Like the Royal Rumble matches, there was some that he got eliminated too fast. Like the 2008 one pissed me off when he got eliminated. Like he should have been in that one. And they had Shawn Michaels switch it and music him for like 25 seconds into the match. Like that was bullshit. But all in all, Shelton Benjamin's a criminally underrated wrestler. But he did have some really good matches for him as an IC title. This was just a waste of match for Shelton Benjamin. Like it was just like he didn't really have a match. He just beat Mayweather for 3 times in 10 seconds. Like what the hell? It was not even a match. But it was just comedic crap. But it was goofy. Jerry Lawler versus Muhammad Hassan. This match was a piece of shit. This match, it was because it was like the storyline was like Muhammad Hassan is this controversial Muslim character that berates Americans because of 9/11. And of course, the character is controversial for like going very heated when he said like some really fucked up stuff about berating the soldiers, berating the U.S. country, berating everything. And the character went too far where of course, he had that segment with the Undertaker where he had group of terrorists strangling and beat the crap out of the Undertaker, and it was like making it obvious that yeah, he's a terrorist. Like it was like in piss poor taste, but it was because they wanted to like after that segment they wanted to bury the character, and he gets his axe months after this pay per view. But he does beat Jerry Lawler, and there's like no commentary because JR is not commentating this match. He's aiding by Jerry Lawler's side, like being on his side because Devar is on Muhammad's side. They want to cheat, but there's no commentary, so it's pretty much dead air with no commentaries talking and stuff. So it's like dead air with a crowd just talking, chanting and stuff. That's it. And this was a boring ass match. The match was just very boring. Rest holes, and yeah, it was a snooze fest, and it lasted like over 10, 16 minutes of a damn match. I was like, damn, this match was boring as shit. It was very snooze fest. But Muhammad Hassan wins because it's his first pay per view. He wins, but he would get buried and just disappeared by the Undertaker. And then the next match is Kane versus Gene Stinky, or Gene Stinky, where the fuck his name is. Of course, this storyline is ridiculous, but whatever. It was about Kane because he lost his kid from when him and Lita were having a kid, and then Gene Siski hit him with a chair and he fell on Lita, and then she lost her kid. And then it's a revenge storyline where he wants to go after Gene Snitsky. They had a brutal match at Taboo Tuesday in 2004 in a chain match where Snitsky grabbed a chair, hit Kane in the throat, and wrapped around it and just stomped it and just fucked his throat up by making him bleed out of his mouth and then throwing him off the stretcher while he's trying to be carried away. And this match, it's not that bad. It's a decent grudge match. Like, I would say it's not that bad of a match. Like, it was better than Jerry Lawler versus Muhammad Hassan. I would agree with that. It was more watchable because I like Kane. I think Kane's a badass dude. And I like his Slow Chemical music by Finger 11. That's a great song. Definitely one of his better theme songs. But he does beat Jen Snitsky in 11 minutes, and it's not that bad of a grudge match. It's better than that crappy match that was before it. Pretty decent one. And now we get to the main event, which is the best match of the card, the Elimination Chamber match with World Championship on the line, the World Heavyweight Championship, Randy Orton versus Chris Jericho versus Chris Benoit versus Batista versus Edge and versus Triple H. And this was an all-out war where Jericho and Chris Benoit are the first two wrestling, and then the next round would be Edge, and then Batista would get in, and they start kicking each other's ass, and then Triple H gets in, and Triple H does what Nipple H he does get his ass coming to him, where they throw his back on. He does a. I would give credit. I'm not a big fan of Nipple H, but I'll give him credit. He did some really good selling when he gets his back thrown on the steel guardrail on the Elimination Chamber. Back when there was a real steel Elimination Chamber match where it was really brutal and deadly, not this fake crap that they fucking made it all boring and shit. But it was brutal and really cool when he's like smacks his back and he's like twitching, like very brutal stuff. And a lot of blood, gore, carnage throughout this match. Chris Benoit doing a badass face headbutt, face butt to one of the opponents off one of the pods to the ring. Badass shot. Batista going like a beast, like a motherfucking beast, where he's throwing Chris Jericho to the camera guy, and the camera guy gets knocked down as well. And of course, the match just goes on with a bunch of carnage for 40 minutes. And it leaves off with Randy Orton, Batista, and Triple H. And Batista gets eliminated. And then Triple H beats Randy Orton. And Nipple H wins the match. Becomes the World Heavyweight Champion. Retains it. And it's a badass match. I'll give it a great, good start. From 1 out of 10, I'll give it a 9 out of 8.5 out of 10. Good match. Bloody as hell. And definitely a great match that saved the pay-per-view. But it was better than the Extreme Elimination Chamber match that sucked. This one was more hardcore and entertaining. Even though I don't care about Nipple H and him winning, I was like, nah, I wanted Randy Orton to win the match. Fuck Nipple H. But all in all, I just thought the pay-per-view wasn't that bad. It would have been worse, but all in all, not that bad. But if anybody that loves wrestling, have seen this pay-per-view 2005 New Year's Revolution, folks, what's your thoughts about it? Leave in the comments, folks, and see you in the next one, folks. Bye-bye.